Hello fellow humans and welcome to this week's shop review, and there is a new event that isn't really anything interesting. I mean, you can waste all your certificates if you want, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now, what is in the shop? There are a lot of tanks in the shop. However, let's start off with the non-tanks, and I would never personally buy creds. I mean, 7.5k for 4 million is quite a bad deal, and also the boosters, so wouldn't do that myself. However, I have no idea why the price is in dollars. Bundles like this are perfectly workable and can be recommended. We get the tank section. That's where it gets interesting. The Valentine, I wouldn't buy it for the tank. These things are only applying to the Valentine. If they wouldn't be applying to only the Valentine, it would actually be a great bundle. But now, it's alright, kind of. Now, these two, wouldn't recommend those. The T95 is absolutely abysmal. I mean, the regular Pershing is a better vehicle than this. I think 8k for just the tank without equipment is a bit much for what it gives you. More on that later. Now, more on the pilots. Again, if you're worse than a Pershing, you're not worth buying. This thing can be a lot of fun, but, I mean, it doesn't have equipment in it, so like, I wouldn't want to pay like 1 million creds to drive around in this thing. So, it's fun, but I can't recommend it the way it is. If it had equipment in it, bueno. But this, nope. Now, T34, it's a great bundle. I can absolutely recommend this. This and the Actica are very good bundle. Now, the T34 itself isn't an amazing tank, however, it is good enough to justify the price. And 5.5k gold, as you can see right here, is good. 3 days left, so think about it quick. Now, you have the equipment, you have, unfortunately, the ×5 are only applying to the T34, so they're a bit useless. You can still use them for free XP, though. 30 days of premium. I mean, you basically pay 4,000 for the tank, which is a pretty damn good price for something with that high penetration. And then we have that, which
undoubtedly, unquestionably, 100% completely suck!
Now this vehicle, it's not the best of tanks, however it is a good price to performance. It has incredibly good penetration, and that's what makes this tank so special. The rest of the vehicle is not that amazing. Now the mobility is the biggest problem, and I would like to see a buff there. However, the turret armor is absolutely excellent. The hull armor is not great. It's somehow effective against tier 7, but not really against tier 8 at all, or tier 9. However, you can pen tier 9s reliably, and that is great for making creds. DPM is somewhere in the middle, and the dispersion is pretty good. However, the movement rotation dispersion is horrible. Aim time's fine, so it can get accurate if you aim enough. And the enemy platoon of level 50 MLs, that's gonna be fun. So, Frayed win, that is already done. Well, to be fair, we have a 44 Chimera as well, so I don't know. Now, why do I rarely recommend tanks? There's a lot of tanks in the shop right now, and I only recommend one of them, and I'm already saying it's not that great. Now, here's the thing. I am not gonna build an illusion of every tank is great, because here's the thing, a tank that you buy, it should be as great in the first battle as it is in the 100th. And something like a pilot, something like a turtle, it doesn't keep that unless you really enjoy that type of tank, which is why I'm just gonna make an average review where, you know, you're gonna play it for 10 battles and you get rid of it in most cases, which is what happens to a lot of premium tanks. And here's the thing, most of you aren't gonna collect tanks either. Aren't gonna buy 100 premium tanks. Maybe 5, 10. And then, recommending everything, I might as well not make the video in the first place if I recommend everything. So, let's see what we can do. Now, this vehicle lives off its penetration and its gun. It's pretty accurate, however, you're gonna have to aim for quite a bit to get it that accurate. And, you wanna go hull down with this tank. It is a tank that is pretty slow, right? So you're gonna have to be very careful in your approach, because if you overextend, you will die. Because you're not gonna be able to get out relatively quickly. Now, I know that the RC-130 is there, but at this point, I don't really particularly care right now, and there are only 2 MLs who are, as I said, they're not a threat. Now, how do you win this map? You go to this ridgeline, right? These 2 MLs, they could have moved up here and absolutely destroyed us, but instead they're camping in a position where they're absolutely, utterly useless. So, that is lovely. Now, the Actica is going to be pretty annoying now. Now, I don't want to lose too many hit points right now. The RCU-130 can kill me if he wants to. That's why I'm going to now peek up and kill him first. If he hits. Now, again, the enemy team has no chance at all, because this is an easy map. This is the easiest map to play in the entire game. All you need to do is take this ridgeline and you win in most cases. Like, if you take that ridgeline, your chance of winning is about 90%. So, that is it. And the enemy Emmels know that. They're not having a great time now. The Actica 88 is another one of those vehicles that's sold in 5.5k bundles, and it is another one that can be pretty damn solid. Now, I have 300mm of penetration here, but it almost struggles to go through. So, that's another one that I can definitely recommend. Those 5.5k bundles of the T-34 and the Actica 8.8 are pretty solid. It also includes the i6, which I can't recommend because, I mean, it's old and outdated. It doesn't have some kind of feature like the incredible penetration of the T-34 that still holds it up. And then you have something in Object 2 FTU that is going to be a way better option. Now, Emmels are, again, not playing the ammo by going on completely flat ground. That is definitely where an ammo belongs. It is definitely supposed to be on a flat ground where you can't use your gun depression. So, anyway, let's see. Obviously, the other guy can still clip me. He's not in one-shot range. So I want to be a bit careful. I don't even know where he is. Oh, and he's there. Now, this is where you can see that the mobility of this vehicle is a absolute horror show. Now, it is pretty big as well. It is a quite massive target here. Which means it is a tank that is worth it. Because it's a good bundle. Is it a good tank? Somewhat. There are better options, obviously, massively better options. However, the price to performance here is at a level where I can say it makes good creds, it works, and if that's what you want, if you're fine with a relatively slow hold on heavy, then that is a pretty damn good choice in terms of its price and its performance, as you can see right here. Now, let's have a look at the credits as well, just to show you. Now, 90k credits with 3k damage, and, 8,000 for the premium ammo. Didn't really fire that much, and even with a standard account, I would have still made 30k, so it works. Now, here we go with the Action X, and there are two words I have for this vehicle: overpriced and antiquated. Now, the regular Carnarvon is a better vehicle than this, which is already a bad look for it, and by no means it is a bad tank. However, the regular one's better, and the one big drag on this vehicle's existence is its absolute horrid alpha damage. 190. Most medium tanks are able to out-trade this vehicle, which I find extremely frustrating. Now, if you like the high DPM, and you don't mind the extremely low alpha damage, and the package is solid, right? The package is solid. You have okay mobility, you have okay armor. That is perfectly fine. The only big drag on this vehicle is its absolutely horrid alpha damage. Now, if the enemy sits in front of you and does nothing, like that guy, that won't be much of a problem. However, if the enemy plays it smart and trades you, like peek, shoot, go back, then you have an extremely big problem, which means you want to avoid that at any cost, at all times. Now, like this guy, for example, he can do 290, I did 200, which means if this keeps going, then I have a problem. However, if he does that, if he continues to peek into me, and obviously also misses, then I have a big advantage. So this vehicle absolutely relies on the enemy being unable to out-damage you. Because they can, based on alpha damage, but they can't, based on DPM. Now, I have to get out of here. Still can't kill him. This is just a horrible. That doesn't work, and someone just bounced, which means I will probably die. Yeah, Samoa's gonna finish him off though, so I'll be fine there. Obviously pushing in like that is a bad idea, but here's the thing, I don't care. I want to have fun. So, let's go for it. Now, I wouldn't recommend playing like this, because here's the thing. It doesn't matter how much I throw, at the end of the day, I'll still somehow end up super unicorn. I can't explain it, however, that's how it happens. So, I can just throw away. But it'll still work out anyway. Now, I would recommend, though, to not do that, unless, if you get the results of being average, have as much fun as possible, because that's what the game is for. The more fun you have, the better it is. If you don't have fun, what you play? Now, the T-69 can clip all three of us with one magazine. It's a bad idea. Now, it's dead. That is good. Now, the Tiger is still up there. I want to make sure that I'm not the one that gets shot at here with his third shell, and there it is gone. And there we go. 5 HP. That Tiger is still up there. You're not a tank destroyer, mate. You're a tank destroyer in name, but you're not actually a tank destroyer. You're not supposed to do that, mate. Slasher. Like, please, help me here. There we go. See? He listened. He can hear me. But yeah. Now, I can't really recommend this tank. I already said. So, personally, I would get a 2FTU, a TF4E2, and then that's about it. Because here's the thing. There are a lot of new great tanks. But they're not at good prices yet. Like, why would you... A old tank suddenly doesn't get worse when a new tank gets introduced. Right? The price performance is still there. A tank that is 10% better, but costs twice the amount, is still a worse deal. So, that's why. And just because a tank is old, doesn't make it bad. It's the performance that makes it what it is. Now, the T-34 is a vehicle that isn't going to do as well as a T-54. It isn't going to do as well as a 557, or something like that. However, it works, and it's cheap. That's what it's for. This tank is more expensive. It's 8K. And for 8K, I would like to have a bit more substance than what this vehicle has to offer. So, because especially you can get others that are better for cheap. Now, the Tiger is obviously a bit in a pickle there. I don't quite know why he's peeking out in the open like that instead of trying to cover in the position and take 1v1s, which is what you want to do in a vehicle like that. I mean, in any vehicle, really. You don't want to fight multiple tanks at the same time under any circumstance. So, don't quite understand his decision-making there, but sure, I'll accept it as a genuine contribution to my damage. Now, thank you very much for watching. T-34 is a good deal. This one, it works. But I don't think it's worth it. Thank you for watching. The next one. Goodbye.